Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This will be a pretty short one, but I think it is time to finally set the record straight with Lonzo after I was spreading some misinformation in two videos actually. But anyway, I wanted to get to this point here. Obviously Lonzo will introduce himself, you'll ask, about a percentage, and he will tell you that he'll take 15% of sales done under his territory. You say sure, he'll say thanks, whatever. So, before I go any further, I do just want to give two quick shout outs, one being to Ada and the other being to El Frodo from the DDS Discord. They both kind of jumped into the bug report that I previously made and made some clarifications for me. Ada specifically saying that he takes a percentage of the sales that you deal yourself, and you'll earn less on the drugs that you give him. As for the things that you give him, he'll buy everything in bulk, I guess. It was worded a little weird how he said it, but basically what he means is the drugs that you give Lonzo to push the reputation up, he is buying at wholesale price, and you're making far less on it, which is why we're only getting about 25% of whatever he sells. I was still a little confused on the wording of that up until El Frodo came in and said that basically, if you sell money in his territory, I think he meant if you sell the drugs in his territory, you will owe him money. That's why sometimes when you'll go to Lonzo, he will have a negative balance, so you'll actually have to owe him money. And there is a dialogue, it says something like, here's your money, you weasel, or something like that. So anyway, I'll create an offer and we'll go through some interactions and I'll show you exactly what I mean with some actual numbers. So first we'll create the offer. We'll just do our 5 gram as usual, just to kind of push that forward a little bit. We'll see we got our delivered package, our 50 town demand as expected, and 1900. Alright, so there we go. He pushed the 5 grams and you can see we got our 23.75. So again, the math behind that, we only make 25%. It's not necessarily that he's taking 75%. He's already essentially taking the drugs from us. He's buying them, quote unquote, and giving us 25% off of what he's getting. If any of that makes sense. Anyway, reputation gains can be expected, as well as town demand. I'm going to leave the balance in here to show some of the next interactions that I'm talking about. So to demonstrate this properly, we're going to need to understand a few numbers real quick. So 23.75 is the total after he pushed the 5 grams that we gave him. He took the 75% cut, whatever, however you want to look at it. Just know we have a balance currently of 23.75 with Lonzo. Now to do this test, I went ahead and I accepted, well, it's not showing me now because the orders are active, but on the small island and the archipelago, ignore the 5 gram. We'll just worry about the 2 gram test for now. I have one for the small island, one for the archipelago. So let's go and make those sales real quick, and then I will explain some more.
Great. See ya.
So there you can see we got the 3800, which was expected. There we go, another 3800 as expected. On the run back over, I'll kind of explain a few things. Looking at that originally, I thought, okay, well, he can't be taking 15% of the sales that we're making manually because it would have got deducted automatically, right? We're getting 3800 on the archipelago, 3800 on the small island. Where's the 15% coming from? It must be a case that the money and the percentage is related to the amount of drugs that we give him in the first place. Well, that's not exactly the case. See, he doesn't take the 15% automatically. That 15% is actually taken from your current balance with him. So if we take the 3800 that we had and we do 15% of that, that's 570. If you remember, our balance with Lonzo was 23.75. If we subtract that 570, we should now see a balance of 1805.
What is it this time?
Well, 1804, close enough, but you get the point. So while I wait for some more orders and I get finished with some more quests, I will just point out that the reason being why we showcased, making a sale on the small island is to show, in fact, that he does not take the 15% cut from the small island. It is only applied to the archipelago. But another thing you may have noticed is that he is actually still earning reputation if you're making sales manually on the island, which is really good. So you don't have to just give him the drugs. The benefit, I guess, behind it being, you know, you can push large amounts at a significantly lower rate, but it will just kind of passively push that over time. You know, you'll make a lot less money, but you'll be, you know, earning some XP. And if you get to the point where you just start producing, you know, tons and tons of product and you can't physically push it out, you know, you don't have the orders, or you just want, you know, some additional XP and money kind of grinding for you overnight because clients don't make orders during the nighttime, you know, then Lonzo and the influencers are still definitely your best bet to do so. And to showcase this even further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and collect this so we have a balance of 0. So let's talk finance. I'll take my 1804. We'll go back in. You'll see we also earned some more experience or reputation, and that is also correlated from accepting orders on the island as well. So really this pushes up in several different ways. You don't just have to give product to the influencers. Additionally, what I went ahead and did is I accepted an order for another 3 grams that will start around 3 o'clock. So once that hits and I'll make the sale, I will come back here and we'll go over some more figures. All right, we'll make that sale. Give you your 3, thank you.
You're the best. Bye.
And 5,700 earned. If we now take the 15% cut that we agreed to with Lonzo, that should mean that we have an 855 balance due with him. It was actually 856. It's interesting. It's almost like it took the 1 point previously and it added it on here. So, I mean, everything still is even. It's kind of weird why that didn't work. But anyway, we will now owe him the 856. So here's your money, you weasel. We'll give him that. We're back to a balance of 0. We owe Lonzo nothing, and we walk away with what, a 4,840, I guess it'd be $4 profit. Other thing to just take into account again is we were at 38.6 rep, and now we're at 50.7, and we are also at a town demand of 59, and now we're at 62. So that pretty much falls in line with exactly what we have come to expect now with how the town demand and everything else works. One other interaction we might want to keep in mind, though, is that with the town demand, that can correlate directly to the orders that are earned, right? So another reason why you might still want to give product to Lonzo to push is not only to just make things, you know, passively granted at a much lower rate, but also just to push up this town demand so that you can continue to make more, make more orders, make more sales manually. And the last thing I'm going to do now is just grind out until I get to dealers, and we're going to go over the interactions with them as well. All right, welcome back. So we got our dealers, or at least one of our dealers now. And to start this off, first I'm just going to claim all the money. So right now we got just a little over 32 grand from Lonzo. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And I have set it up in such a way that it should be really easy for us to track exactly what's going on. But I'm going to go to my trusty dead drop here. Right now, we're just going to give our dealer 1 gram of the cannabis. If it is 1,900 a gram, our dealer, which you can find back in the dealer's cabinet, he is going to take 15%. Lonzo is going to take 15%. So each of them should be taking around 285 of the 1,900. You just have to add those two up. It's 570. So we should be expecting, after the dealer pushes this 1 gram, we should be expecting around 1330, although we may get a little more. And yeah, I just did the math on that, so we should be expecting around 1615 if the dealer doesn't automatically give Lonzo his 15% cut. So we'll go ahead, we'll give him the 1 gram, and we will wait to see how the interaction plays out. We can see that our dealer went ahead and he sold the 1 gram that we had. It looks like the dealer does not take care of paying the debt to Lonzo for you. A really weird and interesting interaction though, real quick. The dealer, if you see right now, it shows 1613. He was supposed to make 1615. Prior to hitting record, actually, it was at 1612. So the number went up randomly, but if you go into the locker, you can actually see the full amount, which was the 1615. So really, you know, it doesn't matter, whatever. We can have him deliver the money. So that was with the 15% share that he already took. And what we're going to go ahead and do now is just go to Lonzo and see, in fact, what our balance is, which is 286. Should be 285, but again, you know, there's some weird like one-off numbers thing happening, but yeah, as you can see, we are still earning, you know, reputation, XP, demand when the dealer pushes. Some of these numbers are a little different from when I last recorded just because I declined a few orders here and there. Now we actually owe him 286. Like I said, I don't know, the numbers seem to just kind of be going all over the place, but regardless, let's talk finance. Here's your money. We paid Lonzo our 15%, and we will be pocketing the 1600. But yeah, guys, hopefully I condensed all that information in an easy enough way to understand. I know certainly I was very confused during this whole process. Please let me know if you have any additional questions below about influencers and how the percentages work. I will do my very best to answer and respond. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.